How? Hey y'all. Hi, baby.
Hey, babe.
You
I'm
ready?
snooping right now on her page. I'm just like, I just got to find out what happened.
So, what happened with what?
Just where did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Like,
He's
why?
been cheating for 12 years.
They look miserable as I don't know what. Like,
She
going
is
back,
drained. She's drained.
I mean, completely. This man will continue to cheat on you. Like he said, once a cheater, always a cheater. That's what it is.
I just, this is a lesson, right? This is a self-love lesson, okay? Because
Absolutely.
ain't no way that after 12 years of meeting, courtship, engagement, 3 kids, marriage, am I going to continue to watch you drag me through the mud and now I'm sticking through you while you're building your character? You already dragged me through this.
I'm sorry.
Myself is, you can go on her Instagram page. Baby girls, she is broken.
Yeah.
She talks about seeing the messages, seeing the videos, and being so obsessed with the women that he cheated on her with,
Oh,
to where she tried to embody those women. She was looking at their vaginal juices, trying to make her vaginal juices look like those ladies that he had videos of.
it was damaging. What she was experiencing was so damaging comparing herself to these ladies.
Yeah.
It was extremely damaging, but she's delusional because she thinks that God is going. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to like be funny at all.
It's laughable.
But
Um, Let me just say this. I'm not laughing at her pain. It's just we have to get to a point as people to where we stop outsourcing so much of our power, because it's easier to outsource the pain, the struggle, the strife than to deal with it, right? So you outsource it to a higher being and you cast it out on this higher being, and now you're relieved. But
it
you're not
doesn't work
fixing the
like
problem.
it doesn't work like that because we're not accepting accountability. And before you can start healing, you have to first acknowledge that I'm hurt. I am wounded. I'm broken. This has scarred me, and I need some time to heal. So she never, and I feel like where the marriage, I think somebody asked a question where the marriage went wrong. I feel that they shouldn't have ever got married. I don't think they should have ever gotten married because evidently this was a trend that he had prior to the marriage. He was facing
Hmm.
some issues before the marriage, and she shouldn't have done it. She shouldn't have done it. So I feel like she's put herself in this situation. Now that she's saved with the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost feels God is watching me. She's feeling like she's obligated to stay in this marriage. I used to be married for 14 years. So I understand. I was in church trying to make my marriage work because I wanted to be this woman of God. I understand. But I was miserable for 14 fucking years. Like I wouldn't recommend sticking in a situation just because you think this is what God wants you to do. No, this is the delusion
Yeah,
that I see.
it's illusion. God wants you to be whole. He wants you to be happy from the
Absolutely.
beginning.
Absolutely.
We have this false narrative to where we have to suffer through love. We have to suffer in order to gain love from somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see Elliot on here, right? And I think both parties in the situation, they're hurt.
Oh,
Both parties.
absolutely.
Both parties are hurt. Derrick Jaxn is hurt. You cannot hurt someone to that capacity for that long and be a whole healed person.
No,
He's hurting.
He's just not facing the fact that he cannot handle, he doesn't want one woman. Some people just need to be honest with who you are. I understand that you love God. I know Christianity can kind of put those pressures and rules on you when you have that mindset. But naturally, you don't want one woman. Baby, just be honest with yourself so that you can build and cultivate healthy relationships. Because right now you're doing nothing but damaging the both of you. You both look miserable as fuck. I'm sorry to curse, guys,
Hurt.
but
Miserable, hurt, delusioned, and to me, I remember the Derrick Jaxn that was against Christianity. I remember the Derrick Jaxn
what?
that did not like Christianity. I remember this.
What? Wait,
Okay?
he didn't like Christianity. Now he's Holy Ghost filled, sanctified, filled, baptized in Jesus' name.
And this is why he went that route to gain his wife back. Right?
My husband did that too, and then he kept doing the same shit. So yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. I just feel like this whole situation is opening so many people's eyes to what healing looks like and what forgiveness really looks like. Forgiveness does not look like 12 years of hurt, pain, rejection, all of that. And then now you're forgiving. He's done his dirt. He's had his fun. Now he's ready to be a good man.
No,
After
he's not.
he didn't drug you through 12 years, he doesn't deserve that part of you. Now, Christina Lachey, I don't care if you are changed in that moment. I don't care. You drugged me so much. You don't deserve this part of me anymore.
She doesn't have a part to give. She's so damaged. She has nothing left to give. And neither does he, quite frankly. They both need time to grow. They both need time to experience life. And it's okay. We got to stop taking stuff personally. We really,
It's
really
okay.
do.
It's okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's
It's
okay.
okay just to move forward and take a breather. Breathe. Heal yourself, because she is extremely, visibly broken. And until she realizes that, until she really takes accountability for what's going on, it's just going to continue down this path of toxicity. Because it's definitely not going to get better. It doesn't get better.
This is really toxic. Yeah. It's not going to get better. You can pretend all you want. This is what you're doing. You're pretending.
Baby, yes.
When we speak on energy, right? And I'm very big on energy. I know you're very big on energy. We have sage in our shop if you want to shop and get some
candles as
sage
well.
Candles. Get you some tools of nature to help you assist this
to create an atmosphere of peace.
Yes.
You have to create an atmosphere of peace.
What I'm seeing a lot on social media is people asking us why we're speaking on her appearance, right? We're not necessarily speaking on her appearance. You can tell somebody's energy because they glow from the inside out.
Exactly.
They hurt from the inside out. You can tell when someone's sick because it takes form on your outer surface, right? You can tell somebody's energy. I can tell somebody's energy. I can tell she's reaching for the straws to try to gain some understanding. She doesn't know where to go. She doesn't know where to turn. She doesn't understand what went wrong. She's hurt. She's has this delusion of religion that's going to save her, and baby girl is not going to save you. Religion is not put into place to save you.
It's gonna make it worse because it's pacifying you at this point. What you're doing is you're just regurgitating what you've heard, and all you're doing is masking the pain. You're saying all of these scriptures just to mask what you really feel. You're angry, sis. You're upset. Deal with this. She's not gonna deal with it. What she's gonna do is she's gonna give it to God. Right? This is what taught. So it's gonna be a repeated cycle. Every Sunday she's gonna go to that altar, give it to God, instead of actually dealing with the issue. Accepting accountability. You got to start that. So if you asking questions as far as how you start the self-love journey, you have to really strip yourself down before and be your. Most people don't like to be honest with themselves at
And
all.
that's why they outsource that power to an entity that's bigger than them, right? So if I give all my plot problems to God, I don't have to deal with them because now it's in His hands,
Right. Right.
right?
If you're no longer responsible for the shit that you've done. You're giving it to.
No. Oh, no, 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 no. And then they blame the devil, the
Yeah.
demons for the bad stuff. And then now God
Yeah.
is responsible to carry all of this up. Give it
Absolutely.
away to God. No, 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 no. Do not do that. That's going to create a cycle of delusion and it causes mental illness.
It is definitely mental illness. It's knocking on that door of insanity. It is.
Today when you said, "Oh, I feel for sis," I was like, "I don't feel for her. She chose this." But now
I
that I recognize that she's having this internal battle. She doesn't know where to turn, where to go. I feel for sis.
we
And
were there.
come on over. Come on.
We
I,
used
I was there.
we
No
used to be
one. I don't think any woman that is looking at this situation is. We've all been there, right?
absolutely.
I've been cheated on. I took him back. I've been lied to, manipulated. We've all been there,
I've not been cheated
right?
I know of, so I can't relate to that. But what I can relate to is the comparison, the insecurities that you feel. I can relate to that. I can relate to the fact that she's staying in this marriage for so long because of the religious delusional beliefs. I can relate to that as well. So I understand her mental right now. It took me a very, very long time to get out of that situation. It took me to the point of suicide.
And
Order for me,
she's there. She said she
she
was
is
there at least 3 weeks ago.
absolutely there. She's absolutely there, and that's why I said because she needs someone, but because she's so rooted in God, she's not going to be able to hear anything but that.
Right. And this is where she needs people around her that says, "Okay, ma'am, if you want to be a Christian, be a Christian. I don't religion shame. I
No,
don't tell you
not at
that
all.
your religion is bad. I don't know. Do
Whatever.
what works for you.
Yeah,
Do what's on your heart. God gave you the religion of Christianity to make you a better person. Do that. But don't do it out of delusion.
let it make
Okay?
you a better person, though. Don't sit in your anger. Don't sit there and not put in the work. What did the Bible say? The Bible said that in order you have to move the rock in order for you to come out the tomb. You have to actually do work in order for you to come out and be free from all of this bondage or the demons that are holding you down. You got to put in work. Nobody wants to put in the work because work, it turns into being honest with yourself. And
Right.
nobody don't want to do that. That we just want to be blinded to our own.
We just want the feel good without the work that precedes the feel good, right? We want the healing without the hurt,
Yeah.
right? And some situations, when you grow to the degree of healing and setting boundaries, that's what I really want to talk about, setting boundaries,
That part.
right?
That's a part of
So
self-love, sure.
she told this man, if you cheat on me again, I'm going to leave you. And she left, right? But she came back. She's back now. Young Van Zant, she says, when you draw your line in the sand and that's your boundary, and people cross that boundary, you do not then draw another line in the sand and move your boundary. Your
Agree.
boundary is your boundary. When they
Agree.
cross it, no
Agree.
matter if they are regretful that they cross it on accident. No matter, your boundary is to protect you. It's for you, right?
Yes,
And when
absolutely.
they cross it, and they cross it multiple times on purpose, you
That's
have
so
to have enough esteem of self to
yes.
say, you know what, you crossed my boundaries. I know you becoming a better man now, but at this point, I got to leave you where you had me effed up.
Absolutely. Where you cross
You
that
have,
first name.
you know what, you might be a better man. You might be noticing, you know, your delusions, and you
No,
might be having
no,
some character
no.
building ceremony.
He
You might
said,
give your life to Christ. You
he
might
said,
have read some scriptures,
no,
but
he
that
said that
there
one,
you had me effed up, and I'm gonna leave you right there where you had me left. You had me left up right there, and I'm
where
not.
that
I'm not
boundary
going to be
was,
a participant watching
that's
you
where you
hurt
have me.
me.
And but because we don't love ourselves, we continue to move these boundaries.
Boundaries, and
We
we
keep pushing
sometimes
them.
as women we want these men in our life, and we feel like we're helpless and hopeless without these men in our life, that we accept anything. We accept
That,
anything.
and that's a
Um,
delusion itself too.
yeah. A lot of people say I'm delusional because even in my dating phase, I'm one and done. You disrespect me one time, I'm done. You lie to me, cheat on me one time, I'm done. Especially at my age of 31, right? I don't have time to help you character build. I don't have time to help you build character. No, your character should be already built by the time you reach me, right? When we enter into a courtship and we're in a relationship and we're building on that relationship, it should be building on a relationship. And we should meet. I shouldn't have to wait on you to build your character to the place where I am.
That's insane. That's unequally yoked. That's what people don't realize. But once you're healed, it's easy for you to point out these red flags quicker, right? So that's why you're one and done. I'm so healed in this area of my life to where when I meet someone, I already see that. Nope, I'm not doing that. Nope, I'm not doing that. And those are your boundaries. And you're not. And you're hey, that's what it is. And that's what we should be. We should be picky. We should know our worth. And right now, oh baby girl does not know. She doesn't know her worth, and she doesn't know her worth. Self-love is something that needs to be taught at an early, early age. And first of all, as women, we need to quit thinking that these men are to save us from whatever lump they're going to be in if we stay single. It's okay to be single, guys. It really, really is. It's okay. It's not that bad. But we have this we have this idea. Well, I can't live without sing these damn songs. These songs come in our head. I can't live without you. I'm nothing without you. I'm giving you my all. Your heart, my soul, it belongs to me. It's ridiculous. Come on, guys. Let's wake up. Let's wake up a little.
Okay,
That's
so Elliot says, how do you figure out if you or your partner is a stepping stone or the pinnacle or of his or her life? Okay, so what I take from that is, how do you know if your partner is there for a lifetime or just to help you get to the next part of your life, right?
if you have
I
to.
always say relationships are literal ships to get you to the next level of your life,
Right.
right? Whether you do this thing together, if I'm entering into a friendship, a courtship, a marriage, it's literally a ship to get me to the next level of my ascension,
Absolutely.
right? Financially, mentally, spiritually,
Absolutely.
physically,
Whichever way that is.
which, yes, right? And when that person no longer serves you in any capacity, you are stagnant. You
Yes,
guys are hurting each other. You're
absolutely.
not growing at all. Whether it's a friendship, a partnership, a business partnership, anything, when we're just stagnant, you're just here.
You're either they're being pulled or you're pulling. Like, that's just facts.
That's when you just know, okay, this is no longer a relationship.
If it's not
This
serving
is not,
you,
yeah, if it's not serving you.
if it's not, and I know that sounds selfish, but at some, we got to understand we're pouring into each other. You know what I'm saying? If no one's pouring into you, you're wasting your time. That's one thing I will never do. I will never
Or
do.
even if you want to, if you know, people have sometimes, I don't have a problem being selfish, but if you have a problem being selfish, look at it this way. If you are no longer serving that other person, have enough oomph about yourself to be like, you know what, babe, I love you, but I can no longer assist you in being the best version of you that you are willing to do, and remove yourself. Because at the end of the day, the energy that you put out into the world is always going to circle back and get to you, right? And so if you can no longer put the reciprocal energy out into this relationship that's needed,
Right.
remove yourself.
Right. Right.
Remove yourself. Relationships are
Absolutely.
reciprocal. Relationships is the art of relating to a ship, that a vehicle to get you to the next level, right? And
And what
so
they look
in the
like,
kissing journey,
I'm
huh?
sorry, my phone is just acting a plumb fool right now. I need to charge it.
Oh, that's fine. But in the kissing journey, right? Shit. What else? What else to say? Little ships to get you to the next level. I forgot. I forgot. But we talk about all of this, right? We talk about poor Derrick wanted that yacht and they even realized what cruise ship he was on. Both ain't built like the same. 80/20. Okay, so let's talk about it, right? There's this big old trend about high value men, right?
Oh no.
There's this big old trend about high value men, and I'm gonna make this correlation, right? So high value men in today's society is high earning men. High value and high earning men are totally different, right? So, but they try to make that correlation, right? So
Sounds
Derek is a high
superficial.
earner. With high earning black men, there comes a level of arrogance because there's not a lot of us. So when you become a high earner, there's a subconscious arrogance that comes with it, right? It's a subconscious arrogance that if you're not self-aware enough, if you don't love self enough, if you don't have enough esteem of self, you're not going to be aware of these things that come along with ascension, right? On
Yeah.
our spiritual journey, Charity,
Yeah.
when you ascend to different levels, there's certain things that come along with that ascension. And
Absolutely.
because we are self-aware enough, we know, okay, I've leveled up. There are certain emotions that come with this. I have to protect my energy. I have to protect my mind. I have to protect my finances. I have to protect my body. I got to eat right. I got to drink these things. I got to be able to light these candles. I have to become ritualistic in my practice to be able to keep certain things away from myself, because on the outside, right, we are divinely made, right? God give us these intellects and these things,
Right.
right? The world interjects some certain things into us, and if you're not self-aware enough, it's going to take over you, right?
Absolutely.
Your subconscious rules your conscious world. Your subconscious rules your conscious world. So everything that you eat, everything that you see, everything that you listen to, every gossip that you hear, everything feeds your subconscious. And when you're not aligned enough with the creator, those things can take root and it can ruin your life. You have to be aligned enough with spirit
Yeah.
to say, I'm ascending to this certain level, and I'm talking to high earners, such as Derrick Jaxn, right? It becomes an arrogance.
Oh yeah.
It becomes okay, look, I broke that financial barrier, because whether we want to acknowledge it or not, money is a frequency, right? Money is a currency. And when you align yourself enough to get on that currency, get on that frequency, right? It's freeing. It's like, whoo, I finally broke that barrier to get to this frequency, to get this and he's been riding this frequency for a long time.
And he's going to continue. It's not going to change.
It's not going to,
Not going to change.
he's broke that, right? He might come out of the public eye and do something on the back end, but he's already broke it,
Oh yeah,
right?
he's
So
ruined.
he might just sell the Derrick Jaxn brand
He
and
needs
then do
to.
something else.
He definitely should sell the brand. He should sell it because he's ruined. After this scandal, sir, you have cheated with not only one, but multiple women, and you are preaching to other men what they should and should not do. You're selling women dreams. You are, it's a wrap for him. He knows
Yeah.
that.
It's a wrap. But I said that all that to say is that when you align yourself with someone like that, and this is why I tell people all the time, be careful who you lay down with. The old people say you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas,
Yep.
right? She's laying down with somebody that's riding the frequency of this high earner.
Yep.
And now he has this arrogance about him that she can no longer live up to.
Mm-mm.
She
Well,
you
she
can't
thinks
you
that.
can't live up to it. And you're trying. You're
Mm-hmm.
trying your hardest to live up to it. Right? And let me say this. This might sound gold diggerish, but like I said previously, relationships are literally ships to get you to the next level. When she realized that she can no longer hold that image in his head of the woman that he desires, make your
Sexually.
exit plan, build your bank accounts, do something,
Or
make your
or
exit plan.
or or communicate that, hey sir, I know that sexually I am not pleasing to you. So how about we just create an environment to where you can do your thing and I do my thing and we can raise these kids together. But that sounds too much like right, I guess. I don't know.
They don't want they you gotta understand she has this illusion of what a marriage looks like.
That religious
Yeah.
that religious mindset is gonna get them every time.
So
But that's a
I
whole
just
nother topic.
yeah, that's a whole nother topic. I think this topic to drive it home, right, and to get back on the topic is set boundaries, self-love, self-awareness, right? Self-love is
Accountability.
not the fluff. And we
Accountability.
preach that on in Kismet all the time. Self-love is not the fluff, not the magical baths. Self-love is the hard work. It's the shadow work. It's you making decisions that don't feel good, but it's going to be good for
Absolutely.
your higher self. Right
Absolutely.
now, you separating from a man that's drugged you, that has depleted all of your energy. You can see it. Your energy is depleted, man.
She's out of
It
there.
doesn't feel good.
It doesn't
But
look good.
separation, complete severance at this point is somehow needed. And I've never been married. I don't want to say that separation and divorce in a marriage is easy. It's not easy. It's hard. It's a hard decision, especially when you have finances involved, kids
There's
involved,
kids involved.
years involved.
It's it's not an easy
It's
decision. So
not
I understand
easy.
where she's coming from. I can see her. But she needs to heal. That's the bottom line. She needs to heal. She's damaged. She's wounded and she needs to heal. He does too. They need time to heal. I'm glad they're seeing
Yeah.
a counselor because they need it.
Yep. Speaking on Derrick, it's just he got caught up. He got caught up. You got caught up in a world that you knew nothing about.
I thought he was a cheater. I've always been a cheater. I thought he was cheating since college. This is a trend.
Okay, so this is my
But he
thing.
even said it though. But he said it. Once a cheater, always a cheater. This is just what he's talking to himself with these books because he knows.
He know the best way to spot a sheep is to look for sheep. That's it. The best way to spot a sheep is to look for sheep, right? Like I think people put people too much on a pedestal, and
Yeah.
they didn't expect him to fall. But
Because we preach too much. Like preachers, we don't expect them to fall. We don't expect the preachers to sin because
let's wait for it to catch up. Anyway, Shakana, you want to join? Charity, can you hear me? Let me invite her again. Hey, Shakana, you want to join? We're talking about this Derrick Jaxn. Hi.
Connecting. Hey, friend.
Hey, baby. Hey. What you doing on this fine Tuesday?
Girl, look, about to put these young ones to bed in a moment.
Hi, baby.
You say hi.
Hold on, let me. Okay.
So what we talking about? We talking about
So I'm on live with my business partner. We're talking about the Derrick Jaxn charity. Can you
my
um
sissy's on here. Say hi, baby. Hi. There you go. Okay.
hi.
Your sister. Yep. Go lay down. Good night. But we talking
Hold
about
on.
Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah, we're talking about Derrick Jaxn. Charity, can you join? Or should hold on. Maybe Shakana, you have to get off.
Okay, yeah, I go off and she can go back on.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you join now, Charity? Anyway, we're waiting for Miss Charity to come back on, but we're talking about self-love, right? We don't want this to be a gossip thing, passing judgment on the situation, because to be quite frank and honest, I'm pretty sure if you have not been a cheater, you have been cheated on, right? Um, that was my entry point to self-healing. That was my entry point. I got tired of being the victim, playing the victim. I got tired of choosing people that wasn't best for me. Um, when you choose people and you stay in situations that continuously hurt you and you don't know why, that's the entry point to healing. All right, y'all. I'm about to end this live to see if we can probably come back on with Charity. If not, I love you. Choose yourself first and foremost in everything that you do. Shop the link in my bio. Shop the link and get you some tools of nature to help assist you on your self-love and self-awareness journey. Out of this situation, what we should see is two broken people that's needing to heal from two different vantage points. He's needing to heal to the degree where he's no longer hurting people and women, because it's not only his wife that he's hurting the other women that he's cheating on his wife with, right? And he's hurting himself, he's hurting his kids, he's hurting his family, right? He's hurting multiple people. And then his wife, okay, and then his wife, she needs to just love herself a little bit more and choose herself, right? I'm one and done. You cheat on me once, you lie to me once. You know, and I know it's not that easy in marriage. Let me stop that. I'm not married. I've been single for a long time. So single advice is different because I really don't have that much to lose other than my peace. And my peace is the number one main priority. But when you have finances, children, estates, families involved, years, 12 plus years of feelings involved, it's a little bit harder to be like one and done. But divorce is an option. Divorce is an option, and sometimes it's the best option for you at that moment to get yourself together. Sometimes complete separation is needed. Legally, financially, spiritually, physically, visibly, energetically, all that separation is needed in order for you to get yourself in alignment with the creator. The creator does not want you to suffer. Love is not, yes, here she goes.
Hopefully, this signal stays up.
Okay, cool. We're back on.
All right. So, what you just said about needing a total separation, absolutely. You can't, you're still in the same mess. You're still going through the same cycles. You're repeating them over and over again. You know what? I feel that we are addicted to suffering as a people.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that we are addicted to suffering. And that's why we stay in these situations, because we don't know nothing else. This is all we ever known. And once somebody started treating us right, we're like, why are you treating me like this?
Right. That's what
Because we
Buddha
don't know
says. Buddha
nothing
says
else.
all of life is suffering. Buddha, he says all of life is suffering.
It definitely is. Absolutely is. And so we're addicted to that. So that's why we stay in these situations. I was in a marriage for 14 years, miserable. That's all I ever knew. And then after that relationship, got into another relationship just as damaging, because that's all I've ever known. We don't know healthy relationships. We don't ever really see them that much. You know what I'm saying?
And then
We
you
have
have
this
people
delusion
encouraging
about
you to stay
what,
in situations that's unhealthy. You have people fight for
right.
this. Fight while
Fight,
my energy
girl.
level is being depleted. Fight for this marriage. No, I'm sorry.
Christina, I remember I was in church one day. This was when I was done with my marriage. I was miserable as I don't know what, y'all. I'll get out. And this was in church, the religion. I'm telling you, I was done. It was the end of my marriage. I was a wrap. I didn't care. And if you know me, I don't hide my emotions from nobody. So I'm in the middle of church. They asked me to come up to get prayer for me and my husband, because they knew we were going through it. Girl, they wrapped us around in sheets, trying to tie us together, them tied the sheet together. Y'all belong together, make this work. And in my mind, I'm like, it is over. I am about to kill myself. Do you understand this? You know? And so it takes complete separation from that toxicity. You got to walk away completely. In order to truly heal, you got to take some time to yourself. You truly do.
Right.
So, ooh, that was a word. To sever the connection completely.
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 It's
Completely.
it's uncomfortable. It's a very hard decision. Even with me being single for so long, right? And I've grown to this degree. I have not been always one and done. I've let men
Yeah.
use me and lie to me and cheat on me
Yeah.
because, like
Yeah.
Shana was saying, this struggle love is mainstream. Like, I thought I had
It
to
is.
suffer enough in order to deserve that pure love that I know in my heart I deserve. But I was giving
It's
people the
not
best
shown.
parts of me without requiring the best parts of them.
Absolutely. And that's what we are. This fairy tale that we are delusional as human beings, especially women. I'm not trying
Yes.
to down
No,
us,
I
but we
agree.
are
Women are really delusional. Mm-hmm.
because we literally think that there is a such thing as a Prince Charming. Ain't no knight in shining armor coming to save you. Ain't there is nobody coming to save us from our own emotional struggles. It's not gonna happen. We gotta let go of this notion, and then we hear all of these love songs. I give my all to you. You are my everything. I can't live without you. How can I live without
How
you?
can I live without you?
I want to know, how can I? Like, that's the shit that we go to. And we listen to these songs and read these books, and we all mentally ill, pretty much. That's just what I would say.
Yeah. And then men are delusional to think that they want a traditional woman without being
They
a
don't know what they
traditional
want.
man. It's like you want us to
No,
come home, cook, clean, be the best in bed that we can. Like, you want us to do all this stuff, but you also want us to contribute half of the bills. Like,
and
I
be
just
acrobatic in bed. That's put that out
no,
there.
but
We got
like
to
I
be
tell my sister,
acrobatic.
they want a freaky nun. Like, how do you expect someone to
Wait, a
be
freaky nun that can cook and clean. Let's go there.
like? How do you
Yeah.
expect someone to be freaky in the bed if they don't have any experience? You want their body count to be 0, but you also want them to be make it make sense. Oh Lord Jesus
That,
Christ!
we just got to focus on being individuals and knowing what we want as an individual. You really got to get back to that part. You know what
Two
I'm
positions, 11 minutes.
saying? That's too dang long. I cannot do that. It's too hot. At some point, it's too hot. Let's switch it up a little bit. 5 minutes is tops. Goodness gracious. Woo.
Oh goodness gracious! Like, yeah, yeah. Once I grew to that degree to where I had to stop depending on others, and that includes everybody. I stopped depending on my father. I stopped depending on my mother, my sisters, my friends, the men that I was dating. I stopped depending on my pastor. I stopped depending on the TV. I stopped depending on my food. I stopped depending on drugs and alcohol. I stopped depending on everything, and I grew enough esteem of myself
Yeah.
where outside of self, it was all
It isn't
additional.
necessary.
It's
It's
all
just about see we seek validation. We're too busy seeking validation as people. It's ridiculous. So I understand that completely.
yeah.
You got to love yourself unconditionally, completely, through and through. But it takes you to be honest. In order for you to truly heal, you got to be honest with yourself about what you are dealing with. Why are you angry? What are you angry about? Why are you so mad? Why is that making you mad? Why is what that person said getting under your skin? Because there's probably some truth to that shit. You just don't want to be honest with yourself. And until we're honest with ourselves, and hold ourselves accountable and take responsibility for our own actions, we're gonna look like her throughout our lives. And,
And
and
this
it's
is
not a good
this
look.
one thing I want to drive home with, right?
Not a good look.
Healing has its own language. Healing has its own language. People that are healing for real and actually doing the healing work, like me, Charity, and Andrea, I can recognize that someone that's faking the funk. She's faking you're faking the funk. Because when you're actually healing and you're healing for real, it has less to do with an outside entity, and it has more to do with you. It has less to do with my Lord God and Savior. It has less to do with he did this, she did this. It has less to do with they made me feel. It has less to do with that, with, okay, bring myself to center, grounding
Yeah.
myself, understanding that I am all that I am, all that I ever would need. And I am divinely created and uniquely made to fit my
Right.
position in life, whether he's by
Right.
my side or not. Right? And I hate this idea that women have to be so docile and meek that we can't stand up and say, I don't necessarily need a man. I want a man, because masculine and feminine energies are accompanying each other, and it's balance is necessary throughout life. Right?
It's nothing wrong
But
with
if you're
design.
not
Oh
treating me
yeah.
the way that I want to be treated, I'm going to leave. It's okay. I don't need you
Mm-hmm.
financially anymore. This is not 1955. I can sustain myself financially.
Yeah.
So
I
I
feel
think
you.
that message is what I don't like a lot. Is that women have to be so docile and meek to where we can't stand up for ourselves, that we have to always play the background, and that it's okay if these men treat us and do us any kind of way because it's of their nature. Let me say this. Charity, is cheating of a man's nature?
So, this topic came up today on Facebook. Is cheating of a man's nature? I think that everybody has desires, right? We all have desires. I don't want to place that solely on men, right? I don't want to say men have a problem with cheating because it's an individual thing. You have some men that are weak to walk in vagina. You know what I'm saying? It's like they want to hump everything they see. If it stands still long enough, I'm humping it. That's some men. Some men have self-control and don't desire to swap energies like that. You just got so many different calibers of frequencies that's here on this earth that I just can't say it's in man's nature to cheat. Some men just want to cheat. I think it's just a choice. I don't think it's just relevant to men per se. It's just individuals that live in their lower natures, and you have a lot of them. And I think it has a lot to do with our society being so over sexualized. Let's be honest though, we got a lot of fine women out here walking around with nothing at all on. They don't have nothing on. I mean, it's galore. What do you think these men are out here? They're out here suffering, lusting all over the place. So I can understand why it's happening. Men too. Men walking around here fine as hell. You know what I'm saying? So you got all of these desires and we just lower nature people at this point in this society. So you get a lot of men and women that cheat. But I don't think it's just something that's natural.
It's not in nature. It's not in nature. The lion, tigers, and bears.
Are we gonna really talk about animal? I'm not into the animal lingo. Like, that irritates me. Guys, chill out. We are not walking on all fours. Like, we're higher conscious beings. Like, let's not do that. So yes, we have choices. I don't think it's in our nature to walk around hopping on everything that we see walk. That's to me like a child. You have no self-control. I don't think it's our nature. I just think it's a choice that people make that can't control themselves.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it goes also back to something you said earlier in the broadcast when you're talking about honesty, right? So if you know that you have these desires to want to have sex with multiple women, but you know your wife doesn't go for that, why are you lying to her?
You shouldn't be in that situation.
Right, you should not be in that situation. Like, that situation is not best suited for you. That situation is not best suited for you. Move on.
Exactly. Move on. I can't deal with men that come to me talking about I want a poly relationship and then try to convince me that this is what I should want too. Just vibe with your tribe. Move on to individuals that's going to want to do the same thing as you. That just because I don't do it doesn't make me weak-minded or insecure or whatever have you. Just be with the people. You just got to be honest with yourself. What do you want? If you
go where the love is. We do go where the love is.
Like, seriously.
Like, if I don't uphold your lifestyle, I'm just, you can't, as something, we're all 30 plus, right? Most of us is 30 plus. Most of us have, or we should have, a good idea of what we desire in someone else, right? And let me just say, you desiring somebody should not complete you. You should be a whole person seeking another whole person.
Absolutely.
You should not seek someone else to complete you. You should be a whole person seeking another whole person to enjoy and embark on life with, right?
That's and because
I have different energy, right? I have female energy. You have male energy. Because it's different does not make it better, right?
That part.
It makes it complementary, right? And the universal laws, states of balance, the laws of polarity, right? We need balance in order to embark on this life. So,
absolutely.
Yes, you are going to need a feminine and a masculine energy. Feminine and masculine creates life.
That's just what it is. People, we need each other.
Right? But just because you're different than me does not make you more than me. It just makes you different. You have something different to offer this relationship than I do. And I should not have to be submissive to your will. Because you are sexually, you have all these sexual aversions. I should not have to be submissive to that. And I don't. That's emotionally abusive. That's spiritually abusive. And I'm not abusing myself for you. I'm not spiritually abusing myself because it doesn't speak to me. It does not speak to me. There's not one thing you can say that can convince me right now. Maybe later it might change. We have the authority to change our opinion and our mindset and our perspective when new information is given. But with the information that I have now, my heart's desire that I have now, I do not desire a polygamous relationship. I do not. I do not.
And you don't have to have that. And that's the thing. We just, like you said before, we have to vibe. We really have to attract the people that are like-minded. We have to attract like-minded individuals and rock with that. You know, there are some men that don't want polygamy either. It sounds good, but some men don't want that. You know, some men do. It works for some people, and that is fine, to each his own. But the energy, the way it works, I don't think I want to be bombarded with all of those spiritual ties. I'm just not interested in that at all.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested in
I'm not in
polygamy at
this
all.
space. It's a beautiful
But
thing. It's a beautiful thing.
but for some, like for Derrick, he needs that type of relationship. Like some men that can't control themselves need that type of. There are plenty of women that are out here that will do that with you if you make enough money.
And we'll do it without a fuss.
Without a fuss, just be honest. We all just need to be honest with what it is that we truly want and stick to that. I have no business talking to a man that won't polygamy. I have no business doing that. You have no business being a man that desires other women talking to a woman that wants monogamy, that you know wants a commitment. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna hurt both of you. We just got to be honest with ourselves
Right.
to what it is that we really want and go for
And
that.
with that, right, relationships is a give and take, right? So if you want this woman and she does not want you to deal with other women, you have to be honest with yourself and say, am I willing to give up that portion of me to have this woman? If you're not willing to give up that portion of you to have this woman, leave that woman be.
Babe, because he is miserable. Do you hear? They are some miserable people right now. They are miserable. He's
Charity.
not getting what he wants, and she's not getting what she. And why are y'all together? I don't understand it. You saying she's boring in bed. You're not sexually satisfied. Obviously, you're not sexually, and you're doing nothing but draining this woman. They're both selfish, but
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing about that is that I don't want to make anybody in this situation out to be a victim, right? Because with that victim mindset comes a lot of obsession, right? But
yeah,
again, bringing it on home, self-awareness, self-love,
it's all
self-accountability,
needed. Absolutely.
accountability. Um, it's amazing how much we function in dysfunction. We function in dysfunction so well in the society that we don't know what healthy looks like. Yeah, you guys. Well, thank you for joining with us. And, we just want to get people to the place of self-awareness, self-love, self-accountability. And with that, it's how you relate and how you perceive that and receive that from other people, right? Setting boundaries, knowing your worth, knowing when to let other people reap their own karma. That's another point I wanted to drive home, as well as you trying to save somebody else, you can get wrapped up in their karmic energy. Stop trying to save everybody. You are not the divine. When the wrath of your bad choices come down, A lot of people don't understand that when you're connected to them, especially in a marriage, especially under the binding contract spiritually and physically on this physical plane, what's happening to Derrick is karmic. And now your wife is reaping all of that as well. We got to get energetically intellectual, spiritually intellectual, emotionally intellectual. You have to be able to recognize, and all that comes with healing. All that comes with healing. So, Kids Your Journey loves you. Shop the link in our bio. Get some of these tools of nature to help assist you on your self-love, self-healing, self-awareness journey.